Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Local Pundit. I'm Josh Anthony. This is your Breakfast Club for February 14th on a Friday. Yes, it's Valentine's Day Friday. It's not February 13th. That would have been a different kind of Valentine's Day, but it's February 14th. It's a Friday, and we got some business to take care of. I'm excited. I'm excited because it's game day. We're back into League One business. Got some things from the leader, as we do, from Richard Williams to talk about. Talk about the team news, which I think is going to happen tomorrow, and kind of break down a couple of things that have come out with the table and how I see things shaping up for the next. We have 9 games, 9 games in 29 days, 9 games. Count them. That's a lot of games. So we're gonna have to use this team properly. And Phil Parkinson has some choices to make. But anyways, thanks for coming in. Please smash a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the Local Pundit. We are on our way, the road to 2,000, my friends and my friends out there. On the road to 2,000 and then 50,001. If you know, you know. So yeah, become a Local Pundit member. Awesome. Come in, hit the like button if you can. It's kind of coming in. Take your shoes off, put your feet up, hit that like button. Costs you nothing. So I hope everyone is doing great on themselves, and they do have a good Valentine's Day. I got producer Ann some flowers, so I didn't even need to plug her in, but I got her the flowers. So awesome stuff. Appreciate it. And yes, thank you, Michael Wolf. Very much appreciated. I was about to plug that. Yes. Thank you all for watching the interview yesterday with Mark Griffiths, an absolute legend. I really enjoyed it. I think we would have went on for 5 hours. And I enjoy a long form. You know, you get to that second hour, that third hour, sometimes you're talking, and you start to learn about a lot about people, and what a great honor. Again, I did say it was a pinch me moment, and we'll be doing more of that as well. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. Go watch it, and it's all because of you, this community, putting it out there and making this channel grow, so we can have our voice, and also to everyone that supports the channel, and also that also comes on the channel as well. There's obviously Patty and Aaron and Ken and everyone, Steve Barton that's in the chat a lot, helping support the channel. So it's great, awesome. That's my 2 cents. All to you. Hip Karma does come on, obviously, too, and everyone else. So that's part of it. So thank you all very much. I'm done babbling. Also, as you can see, over my over my right shoulder, game day up, right there. The game day for tomorrow schedule is up. As you know, Northampton Town back in the league. Game day build-up kicks off at 3:25 a.m. It's going to be a 3-spot tomorrow. It's going to be Ken, it's going to be Patty, and it's going to be the Oracle, Aaron, as well. Then I'm doing the watch along, and then Wrexham time post-match. Get in, have your say, call in. It's going to be hot. It's going to be steamy, because we want people to call in and have their say. So get on that line. Awesome. All right. Thank you very much, Stoner Combat Bet, for that about the interview. Appreciate it. Let's dive in. Tomorrow we have a game against Northampton Town, and I did some stats. I went out and I took some stats, took some notes. We're traveling down to the Six Fields Stadium, which is great. And I'm excited to get back to league form. The bedwetting on Tuesday for Leyton Orient. Well, we'll talk about that over the weekend as well, after we get through Northampton Town. Northampton Town do sit lower in the table, and that doesn't mean that we're going to steamroll. Okay, that doesn't mean we're going to steamroll them. They're 17th in the table, -16 goal diff. Their away form is okay. They just brought a new manager in a couple months ago, just right before Christmas. But so it's not gonna be an easy task. But I do think we're gonna go down and we're gonna take care of business. Again, I'm thinking we are in the midst of a transition of what this team is, what's happening with the team. And I say that over and over again because I really believe it. I really believe that the shape of what we're gonna do, especially having the two guys coming in up front. And moving Big L WWE into the midfield. So I think we're gonna do well. So here it is. Parkinson has put valuable minutes into his squad, obviously using the last 2 games in the Joey Bagadonis Cup or the Jimmy Bagadonis Cup. If you watched the interview yesterday with Mark, he actually said Jimmy Bag of Donuts, and then he's the 2 U's. That was my favorite moment. Awesome, awesome. So. Yes, he has used the squad, and I think getting minutes in Ravon, in Evans, and also having Smitty and having J-Rod come in and get a couple minutes here and there, building their confidence, getting with the team. Longman as well. Longman's like not the forgotten man of the signings, but not the forgotten man just because we have, just because he hasn't been starting that much. But, it's coming. So over the last 3 matches, 22 players have started at least once for Phil Parkinson, with a further 3 players making substitute appearances. Think about that. Parkinson making rotation changes, and we're going to need it. 9 games, 29 days. Think about that. 9 games, 29 days. So valuable minutes have been put in for some of the players, which is great. The squad is coming back. They're getting together at a full 11, 12 days together. It feels like this last game that we played, and I'm going to bring this up, and I'm going to give Oracle the credit real quick. I'm going to give the Oracle credit. Our last game on was February 1st. February 1st in the league. So we're 13 days out. My lucky number, 13 days out. So him using the team and having them getting together and playing together on the practice pitch is awesome. And I will say this too. And I see the super chat. I'll get to that 1 second. I will say this too. Whoever's I think it's Steed Photos is taking the photos, like the these photos. Awesome. Just catching the eyes. One of these. Catching those photos. Awesome. As you can see on the thumbnail, there is an Ollie Rathbone one, but the good one is it looks like a 90s pop band. It looks like a 90s pop band with I think it's Fletch. It's definitely Fletch and Palmer. They're just like, yeah, I love it. If ever you can ask producer Ann to get my high school graduation photo. There you go. If you can grab hold of that, you guys all win awards. Oh, my God. Okay. So anyways, he has made changes. 3 players making 3 substitute appearances, and he's played 22 players that have started at least once. So that's good. So it's going to be crucial going into the six field game with those 9 games in 29 days. A little bit of note on the Northampton side of things. Northampton have Kevin Nolan, who was part of David Moyes' backroom staff, arrived at Sixfield shortly before Christmas because they were on a downward slope, but they suffered a heavy defeat against Reading. Obviously, we took their best player, Sam Smitty, tomorrow. Hope he does more damage for them tomorrow, too. We'll talk about the lineup, which I think is going to happen. So they suffered a heavy Boxing Day defeat to Reading, but they have sustained and they've gotten back up. So they've only lost 2 in 7 games since that Reading loss and have earned an excellent 0-0 draw against Wickham. Thank you, my guys, but we're going to crush you tomorrow. Before back-to-back wins over Huddersfield and Mansfield. And Mansfield are in the mud. They're so much more in the mud than John Merrill's Birmingham City. Just want to point that out there. Just want to say how much in the mud the Birmingham City team is. So that's good news for us. Now we need to go and do our business away from home. And the reason why I think tomorrow is a very important game, and I think I know what he's going to do for our lineup, is because we need to sort out our away form, and other business will take care of itself and get that. Here you go, John. Clip it up and get that second spot secured. Get the second spot secured. Okay, there you go. That's all I'm going to give you. Okay, so they lost 2 in 7 games since that. And they're not a bad sign. So we need to look out for that. And I'm excited. So I'm excited to see us go against the Cobblers tomorrow and go from there. So what say you? I want to get your lineup in tomorrow. And yes, I did see Smitty did win the goal of the month award. Awesome for him. He's our guy now. He's one of us. And the chat is chatting. What's going on? TLP fam. Josh, you heard anything? Rumors about the new training grounds are being chosen already. That is on the leader, but I will probably touch on it today, Michael Pierce, but I believe it's going to be a deep dive for a Sunday session. Just putting that out there too. That's what I think we'll do. And Steve Barton, absolute legend of the community. Best interview yet of Mark Griffiths. Well done. That is a statement, and I'll take it. Thank you for the super chat, Steve Barton. I'll take it. But again, just listen to him, the Velvet Hammer. I'm all over it. And thank you, Starter Combat Vet. Appreciate it. Has anyone seen Josh Anthony? Aaron is cooking up something for Rexer time, by the way, just so you know. He's going to be able to make Rexer time tomorrow, but he is cooking up something, and don't miss it, him and Patty tomorrow. Thank you for the great interview, Velvet Hammer. Mr. Mark G. And Matt Al's here, who did help out get that interview. Get the he conned him with coffee and said, "Hey, give me your email. I got this guy in the States, in Los Angeles, going to do that." And John says, "Unfortunately, Josh, our mud is title-winning mud. It is total title-winning mud, and well, we're not going to anoint you that yet, okay?" And it's not. And happy birthday, Hip Karma! Whoa, happy birthday! Happy birthday. I'm stopping the show right there. And I'm going to sing happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Hip Karma. Happy birthday to you. Yeah. Boom. Did it. No one's ever going to hear me sing again. And I hope I don't get clipped up for that, for citing it. But happy birthday. You don't know how special that woman is. So there you go. All right, let's get into some of the article stuff. You don't want to hear me babble, or maybe you do, about singing, but let's do this. Bringing that down, touching buttons here as we do here. So Parkinson, let's talk about what I want to move to is talking about the game tomorrow, obviously, but I want to talk about his choice and what he's gonna do tomorrow. So there's only going to be one surprise tomorrow. There's only going to be one surprise tomorrow, and the Oracle said it last night in the Footy Tips show. Parkinson is going to go an unchanged 10 tomorrow, and I'm calling BS in his article here, but he's going to go on unchanged 10. And Oracle said it first, so I'm not taking credit for this, but he's going to go with this lineup minus Mark Howard tomorrow. I believe. I think he's going to go AO in goal, Brunty, O'Connell, Clearworth, Barney, Dobson, James, Rathbone, Macca, J-Rod, and Smitty. That's what I think is going to happen. Longman, I don't think is going to start. I think he'll be on the bench. I think the bench is going to be a lot tighter than we expect. Don't expect to see Paul Mullen. He has the shin injury, whatever that is. But don't expect to see Paul Mullen tomorrow. And the bench will be more interesting, I think, than the starting lineup. I think he's going unchanged 10 minus Howard. I think dropping AO for a little bit of a mental recap. We'll get him back. We'll get him back in form, and he does look good. AO is our future keeper. Make no mistake about it. Mark Howard was the Band-Aid to get us through some of the times of him having a little mental lapse there. And AO did come back after he gave up that early goal against, was it Port Vale? Yeah, Port Vale. He came back and had a tremendous upside in that game against Port Vale. So I don't know about Macca, but this is what I'm going with right here. This is what I'm going with. He did have a shot in his hip. I don't know about Macca. You probably know more than me because you linger around and you go under and you get under the nails of people and you ask questions over there, Matt Al, and you find things out. So I don't know, but that's the lineup I'm going with. I'm always happy to be wrong, but I'm always appreciative to be right, which is 0% of the time. Okay, so Parkinson was going on talking about this too. Wrexham players impressed Phil Parkinson in the Bolton win, and they did. Minus the first half when they had 70% possession. Goes on to say, talking about the semifinal comes around, they will be ready. I think we will be ready. And I think when we go and we take on Posh, I think we'll be ready. Parkinson said, "We'll pick a team that feels right, but at the moment, I feel we got a lot of players in the squad where there's not a lot in it." I don't think he's right in that. I think he knows his starting 11. He knows his best 11. Barring injuries. All right. We'll pick the team that feels right. Okay, fine. If it's not the case, it's not the case of a weakening team when the players are out, because we have good players who can step in, and some have made their claims to be involved again. He's not going to do that. He's going to go back to the Crawley Town outfield 10. That's what he's going to. I feel it. I feel it at my 3:30 a.m. bones. And as soon as, what is it? It's 10:45 right now. As soon as this show's over, I got to go to bed because I got to wake up at stupid o'clock to be here for everybody. So I'm kidding. I'm almost not kidding. But yeah, so I think that he likes giving the minutes to the squad. I know some people have said, I think it was Patty. I think Patty put in the chat last night. He did not, he thought the start wasn't good for JM. I think getting JM those minutes were very valuable. I'm not saying he's going to start tomorrow, but getting those minutes up, even though he didn't actually, he was involved in a lot, but he didn't perform as in like putting the ball in the back of the net. He's still going back to fitness. But I think that's them pushing it a little bit, what happened against Burton Albion. Parkinson went on to say, everybody is chomping at the bit. I agree with that. You can tell you can tell that this team is going through the transition. You can literally tell. Bringing those 4 guys on, Parkinson was like, go and win the goddamn game. Done with this. Go and win the game. We have better quality, and the challenge will be our away form and going to do it and changing that mindset. And I think we're going to do it. I think tomorrow's going to be a big win for us tomorrow. Paul Mullen does miss out with the shin injury, but he has returned to training and could be available to the trip to Northampton, who are 17th in the table. We know that 6 points clear of the relegation zone. So we're always going to get everyone's best hit, as we talk about. But again, the Callis games. This is definitely a Callis game. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that right now. It's definitely a Callis game. But Paul Mullen getting back to fitness is important for the options on the bench. Will he be on the bench tomorrow? I don't know. The bench is more of a mystery to me at this point than the starting lineup. It really is. The bench is more of the mystery than the starting lineup. I don't know what you all think about that, but that's how I get it. Hip Karma says, worth being awake at 5:30 to get such a lovely birthday wish from the TLP community. I sang for you. I sang for you. And I don't know if that'll happen again, but there you go. But absolute legend. So Ashfield, who played the other day, talked about Ashfield here real quick. He limped off. Who wasn't risked against Bolton. No reason to do that. He said young Ashy is very unlucky not to be involved, but he missed a week with a calf injury and only trained on Tuesday. I just felt it was a big ask for him in a game of this magnitude. Talked about the game against Bolton with just 1 day training. But what a bonus he has for us at Port Vale. Outstanding performance. He said talking about getting possibly inclusion. He's not going to be on the side tomorrow, 100%. He'll maybe be on the bench. I don't think he'll start the Posh game. We're going to take that very seriously. He'll probably be on the bench there if that's it. He said, I'm facing Northampton the first 9 games in 29 days. He said, I can't wait. Chomping at the bit. You know they're chomping at the bit. So he can't wait himself. I'm going to pull this down right here. He said he can't wait. So Parkinson is ready to rock and roll. You can imagine that squad in there is training hard, wanting to go, proving their point. I feel the lift. And he brought this up a couple weeks ago. The lift bringing in the new players, I think, has changed the mentality. There was, maybe for a little bit there, we were a little down on the Palmer thing. Will Mullen go? Will Palmer go? All that shit doesn't matter. Just take it and put it to the side. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's a squad game now, and the squad has improved, and all that doesn't matter. What matters is 3 points. Shooting for the automatic promotion and going on and trying to get to Wembley. That's the immediate right now. So all that stuff doesn't matter. And he said, I saw Northampton at Mansfield on Friday, so I had a good look at them. So Parkinson knows, what they're about, especially with the new manager coming in. They're on a good run. New players come in, and maybe the managerial change, like a lot of teams down the bottom, they'll improve. I agree with that. They'll be really tough. It'll be a really tough game, but we will be ready. And no doubt we'll be ready. And I want to see that game. Do you remember how many times have we said this? How many times have we said this? We haven't seen the best of this team yet. And it's February 14th. It's match day 32 coming up. We haven't seen the best of this team yet. Maybe tomorrow's that game when we start to see it. I'm hopeful. I don't think, it's a 1-0 at the 90th minute. But I'm hopeful that we start seeing this team getting revved up and go and start to cook, because we can cook. We can cook. I don't know if you listened. I listened to the interview yet, but there's a part in there when I talked to Mark, and he's talking about Parkinson and his tactics and hoofball and all this crap. He says, he doesn't believe that some of the players want to do that, and that's not what they're going out the intention to do. And I kind of believe that too. But I think tomorrow might be that statement game. For us to come out and make an impression, like, damn, that's how we play football. So let's see it. Let's see what happens there. And I'm really, really hopeful. Leapin, so Sarah Lepus, I know you put it up there earlier. Sarah Pritchard. I've been away. I've been away. Any news on Elliott? I have no news on Elliott. But I don't think he's going to start tomorrow. That's my take. You're very, very welcome, Hip Karma. John Merrill says, I'd be starting Scar if I was Parky, as Northampton have got Tom Evans up front, and he's a monster in the air. I agree with you, brother. I would start Scar, but I'm feeling what Parkinson might do. That's what I think. You guys have who are you playing tomorrow? I'm just checking who you guys are playing tomorrow. You guys play scores and pictures. Who do you play? Who do you guys play tomorrow? All right, you'll know you'll know quicker than I do. But I'm not sure you guys have. I think it was an easy game. Leighton, you guys. I don't know who you're playing, but anyway, or Leighton or Lincoln, something like that. Thank you very much on that. Chris is with me, very, very hopeful. And Josh, hope your neighborhood is faring well with the after the rains. We are fed the kitties out there. They're all doing okay. It's been really wet here in California, especially in Los Angeles. Okay. Yeah. So you guys have Charlton at home. Okay. Look at this. This is not an easy game for them. They can win. Bristol can win. Birmingham City can win this. But the two of the three informed teams in the league, Charlton Athletic, Stockport, and Birmingham City. Those three teams are cooking. Those three teams, they're cooking. Absolutely cooking. So that is not an easy match. That is not an easy match. So I wish you luck, but I won't. There you go. Take that on. Okay, let's bring this down. Leighton Orient, true. The other thing that we wanted to talk about too, and it is a news show, so we're going to talk about the news. I want to talk about the news, and I'm just going to put this up real quick because it's hopefully, there you go. Sam Smith won the League One Bet Award, and by the way, that's not me cutting his head off. I don't know who the hell is doing the club website, but what the hell are we doing here? Come on, be better. Just move it down a little bit. Come on now. So Sam Smith, a superb volley for Reading against Cambridge United, has won the EFL Sky Bet League One Goal of the Month award in January. So good on him. And now he's our player. And I think Patty brought up a great point. It's like he's not wearing our jersey or their jersey. He's wearing just a black t-shirt. And I like that. So he's our guy. But can we sort out, like, what is this? Like, if I'm doing the show like this the whole time, is that cool? I'll just do it like this the whole time. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. So Sam Smitty won a goal award. I'm going to continue to do it like this. There you go. I mean, come on now. It hurts my legs. So that's awesome on that. One other thing I want to talk about here too was in the leader. I'll talk about that in a second. So Andy Cannon, talking about the games again. Andy Cannon scored in Wrexham last two EFL trophies. So Andy Cannon has made a case for playing in the league. Absolutely. I think he was ill, come back. Our midfield is becoming more stacked between Rathbone, WWE Lee, and Cannon playing those roles, moving a little more forward. He has made a push to be on the bench tomorrow. I don't think he's going to start. So he said the other day, it's good to score. The last two games, I've gotten a goal, which is nice, said Andy Cannon. If I get my chance in the league, I need to do it in the league as well. And if he does, awesome. We want them scoring goals. We don't want all the pressure on our forwards. We want goals from all over the place, from the midfield, from strikers, from the wing, even from the back. Max, I think, still has 6 or 7 goals, which is great. So he's great. He said we have a lot of Tuesday, Saturdays coming up, and we do. He will get his opportunity, I believe, but I don't think it'll be tomorrow. And I'm very, very happy for him. I'm very, very happy for him. The one thing I will say, and this keeps coming up in the chat, is there is a possibility if WWE Lee is obviously he got in a car wreck. We hope he's okay. And there is the injection for Macca. The lineup may change. So that might give him the opportunity, Andy Cannon, to get in that starting lineup to break from the Crawley outfield 10. So that might be a possibility. I thought it was odd. I think it was odd that Lee did start the Bolton match. I don't know. I thought it was odd a little bit, but let's see. So those are the things that could change. Excuse me. What else is going on here? Lastly, one of the things before I get to, I know I'm going to get steamrolled in the chat for the last thing I'm going to talk about, and we could talk about it on the Sunday session in a deeper matter, and this one as well. So, okay, the training, the training complex. This is probably a deeper dive that we'll probably do on a Sunday session. So, but Michael Williamson says the club are committed to building a training complex of their own. Something he admits will be a necessity if Wrexham's success story continues. So Williamson has been in the papers and talking a lot, outward facing toward the fans and the supporters, putting things out there. They pictured him in the pub the other day. So he's talking about putting up a training complex, which is what we need. If we go up, something that's coming there. So he says there is the reality is that when we were in the National League and League Two, we were able to recruit players that were at a quality at the level that were above those league, and we brought them down to help us with this journey. As we moved up, recruitment of players in the Championship and the Premier League becomes more difficult because they are looking at what facilities are being provided to the players, which is very, very key. Very, very key. That's something that's very key. He said training facilities are a critical part of that, and we absolutely need to invest in the training facilities. To that point, let me just rip this down so we can just have a full screen here. To that point, listen, we are battling on so many fronts, on and off the field, okay? And we're not getting everything 100% right. Fair enough. It's hard to do that. It's hard to be batting 1,000. I mean, Ken thinks he bats 1,000, but Jesus, it's not happening. But it's hard. And fighting this, and we don't know if we're definitely going to go up. We're not going to go up. So do you commit to spending? Do you not commit to spending? Do you put, so things are happening that kind of in real time on the pitch and off the pitch. And I personally, and I don't give a shit what anyone thinks about him, whatever. This is my opinion. I personally think that they have Michael Williamson and the rest of the executive team have the best interests in the club, in the town, and to move forward. I do think there will be some pushback in certain things with ticket prices, finding space to go put the complex. There is pushback. There are going to be growing pains, but I don't think anyone from the club is going out to try to intentionally go to mislead or to not have the best interests of the club and the community. So that's that. He says, going back to this with the training, talking about players go there, they want to train on the pitch, but they have to come back to the race course and take showers to get changed. And it's a little bit of a disconnect there. So they want to put state of the art. If we want to get state of the art players, want to keep it to go up, get in the Championship, get in the Prem. I mean, Christ, look at Birmingham City. I mean, they just came down from the Premier League and then the Championship. For the Championship, and they want to get back up there. I'm sure the facilities are great. We have to improve those things. So we're battling on those fronts again. So this is probably a deeper dive. Obviously, the COP is also coming involved in this too, space and things like that. So new training facilities will not be ready earlier than 27, 28. Fine, but we still got to get it started. Get it started. So all this comes with the fact that it's probably a deeper dive look on this about the training complex. So I'm going to save that possibly for a Sunday session so we can do just a total kickback and just have a chat about it. So awesome on that. Thanks, Patty, for that. And Patty's, the 27, 28. And John Merrill says 35 years of karma depends on which one. Okay, that was not. Michael Hillier says, I don't understand why the players have to drive from Colliers Park to the training facility and have showers and toilet, etc. I don't know the area. So we shall see. And hey, Catalyst Gaming, and come to a professional game here in the States. And here you go. That's a whole nother one. That's the last thing I was going to talk about. And I knew it's going to come to this too, but it is a news show. It is a news show. We're going to talk about it. Although, what happened here? I think I lost the thing I want to talk about. Okay, no, here it is. So the ticket news did come out today. It's the last thing I want to touch on today before we get out of here and prepare for our game tomorrow. So they have announced today home league fixtures in March will go on sale to the club members at 10 a.m. Monday, February 17th. That's 3 days from now. Day off here, by the way. Tickets for the Bolton Wanderers game, the Rotherham United game, Stockport County were on sale for club members at 10 a.m. on Monday. So that's 3 games right there. Having listened to the supporters' feedback in January, we can announce that our members only purchase one will be extended to allow supporters more time to purchase tickets. This means that the club members will have from 10 a.m. Monday to the 17th on the 17th until 10 a.m. Wednesday on the 19th to purchase tickets for the upcoming fixtures in March. So 3 games, 2 days, 48 hours. I guess that's what they're saying. From this point, tickets will be moved to general sale, and all tickets are able to be purchased online via e-ticketing. So, additionally, the Posh game, Vertu Trophy, the JBD Cup, also confirmed that the tickets on the Vertu Trophy semifinal on Wednesday, February 26th, will go on sale at 10 a.m. on Monday too. So that's basically 4 games, 3 league, 1 in the cup. So I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of pushback on this. I think people are saying they're not listening. I don't know, but I'm reporting the news. Y'all can have it out for yourselves. I'm not going to get involved in it, but I'm just reporting the news. So 3 games and basically 4 games they're announcing there too. So get them while they're hot. And I think there will be pushback from what I hear, but it's not my place to say. I'm just reporting the news to all of you, and y'all can have that chat in the chat. And don't get me involved. The John Deere tractor got nicked from the Rossett training. That's not good. Raymond Blood. And how much would it cost to just buy at Colliers Park and just let the Wales train amid the 125? That's 4 people divided by 4. I mean, dude, ticket prices here are insane. That's for like 1 ticket here. Just FYI. But I understand that I don't get in anyone's financial, and that's a lot of money for sure. The issue is that we cannot have exclusive use to the facilities. Going back to the facilities, other teams and users are also using the facilities. And the Posh game is listed on the upcoming Paramount Plus. Awesome. That's good, Esteban. I like that. And Scott says, John Mail, the categories are tricky to get through, as you know. I think we have our Cat 3 at the beginning of the season, so we have some way to go. Sadly, we do not have an exact excellent academy, but it is what it is, says Scott. So there is a lot to pick. There is a lot to pick about the bones out there. And more of this to me is more of a, not a news show, but like it is a Sunday or Saturday session. Obviously, tomorrow we have the game. We're doing 6 hours of content for everybody, so that will be fun. So we can pick the bones out of that, probably Sunday and maybe even Monday. There you go. And Catalyst Gaming says easiest solution is just to buy it back from the university for a premium of what we sold it for. Those are all deep dives. Deep dives. Lastly, here I did have a quote from Parkinson, and then I'm going to close it out here and get everyone out, just shifting around a bit. Parkinson, it was a quote in BBC Sport. Now that we got players really up to speed for this run of games, we've got coming up, because they'll be utilizing from the group all the way, said Parkinson. It's a competition. Talking about the competitions we have. Everyone's been fantastic. Credit to the professionalism of the staff and group. We won every game, I think, apart from drawn from the Port Vale. Talking about the Vertu Trophy Cup right there. Parkinson's up for it, but don't expect tomorrow any surprises in that starting lineup. I think the starting lineup will be as such what we did at Crawley Town, minus AO. I think it's going to be AO in goal, Brunt, O'Connell, Pleworth, Barney, Dobson, James, Rathbone, Macca, J-Rod, and Smitty. That's my lineup. That's my lineup. So throwing a combat vet. And I could be wrong. I think the bench will be interesting. And there's some really good games on the side there too that we need to look at as well for tomorrow. While I do that, let me see, where's the matches? Where is this thing? Preview. Okay. I know I said it's the last one, but I can't get away. Bring this up. Touching all the buttons here today. Oh my. Okay. So tomorrow the fixture list is Barnsley versus Huddersfield, Birmingham City versus Charlton. That's a tough game. Blackpool against Mansfield. Mansfield are on a slide. Bristol Rovers, Burton Albion. I think Burton Albion could come out of that. Cambridge, Exeter. That's a good game. Crawley Town, Wickham. Important game for us tomorrow. And Reading, Rotherham. Interesting game there too. Shrewsbury, Bolton, Stevenage, Peterborough United, who are struggling to stay up, and Wigan versus Stockport County. And Stockport are on a good run of form. Good games tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow we are live, and during the watch long, we do have the carousel of games. So thank you, Sash, for doing that. It totally improved it for us, I believe, so we can watch games from afar as we do our show. And I'm excited about it. Possible milestones: 475th league match for J-Rod, and O'Connell 75th career Wrexham appearance. And I'm sure the Oracle Aaron will be pumped about that. Trust me, he will be. Last comments here. Is it 7:30 a.m. East Coast time tomorrow? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So I'll be up early for that. Remember, as with Aaron, Patty, and Ken will be kicking off at 3:25 a.m. PST for the game day buildup. Awesome. Bringing you the drop of the starting 11, which is great. Kicking off to me. Watch along, and then extra time, get your calls in too. So please smash a like on the video on the way out and subscribe. Thank you. Big day tomorrow. Get some rest. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy birthday to Hip Karma. And on that bombshell, go listen to the Mark Griffiths interview. You will not be mistaken if you don't.